Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan and welcome back to The Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a blacksmith. I'm going to remake these tongs. So in the previous video I made these wolf jaw tongs, and I thought they were wolf jaw tongs. Apparently they're not wolf jaw tongs. So I apologise for that, but I am going to remake a set of wolf jaw tongs in this episode. Well, sort of. Anyway, so basically what happened was, greatest tool in the world for a beginner blacksmith. You guys said wolf jaw tongs. I made a video in response to that and subsequently made them wrong-ish. But I did say at the end of that video I was going to do a how to make the wolf jaw tongs, and I'm going to do that today. So this is going to be part one of that video. I'm going to do it in two parts because the first part is going to basically be forging your tong blank, and I'm also going to pick the winner for the next episode of the greatest tool for beginner blacksmith, which will be done a little bit differently to the last episode. The last episode I picked the first person who said the tongs that I was going to refer to in my list, but this time I'm just going to, I've counted up the number of people who chose a certain type of tong, and I'm going to chuck all those numbers into my welding helmet, and then I'm going to pick one out. So 15 of you said you wanted me to do bolt tongs. Anyway, that doesn't matter. If you said the word bolt in your thing comment, then you're in. Alright? And there were 15 of you, so I picked the most voted for one as well. So this video is going to be the blanks, the next video is going to be the wolf jaws, and the number will relate to a name, and then I will do part 3, which will be the greatest tool for a beginner blacksmith, and it will be the bolt tongs, but they'll be done in the Tony Hinkman style. I really like his way of working. It's really easy, and there'll be an extra little bit of tooling that I'm going to make that's going to have a little bit of welding fabbing in, not very much, so if you've got a stick welder you'll be able to do it. So I'm going to rip these up, I'm going to stick them in my welding helmet, pick a number, and then we'll get on with the demo. Okay, right, so they're all in there. I'm going to give them a mix up. Ow, a bit sharp. Give them a bit of a mix up. Can't see any of the numbers. I'm going to give them a mix up. And then I'm going to pick one. That's the winner. Where's the rest of this? Go on 5, can't they? Should I wait until no, I just want that. Okay, so the winner is number 7. So I don't know who number 7 is, I don't know who anyone is, but number 7, you're the winner. I will put the names in order of newest comment first. From the comments that came up today, so if there's any new ones on today after 5 o'clock, you ain't counted, sorry. But number 7, you're the winner. I'll find out who you are and I'll announce your name in the next video. So let's get on with this making demo. I'm going to put my helmet away, back to you next. So for this demo I'm going to use a traditional set down style, basically this style, where you set the nib down, the hinge plate, and then the rein. And that basically gives you 3 components of the tongs. Once you're good at these, you can pretty much do that first bit, the first 3 set downs. 1, 2, 3 in your first heat, if you get it nice and sparkly. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. These are 200mm long, 20mm round ENA bars, or 8 inches by 3/4 inch round bar, roughly. That'll get you somewhere close at least anyway. I would have rather used square stock. I haven't got any square stock. I've got some coming, so I would have used 20mm square or 3/4 square stock, but for this I'm using just this round bar. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mark up the anvil, so I'm going to get on with that now. So the first job is to mark up for the nibs, and I'm not 100% sure how long I need these for these wolf jaws, so I'm going to give myself a bit extra. So I am going to do a 40mm set down, or an 1.5 inch basically. And then I'm just going to scribe a line across. Oh god. Just scribe a line across the anvil, about 40. I mean, this doesn't have to be rocket science, we can cut stuff down if it's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bar hot, I'm going to place the end of the bar on the line that I marked with the chalk, and then I'm going to hold it up at about 45. I'm going to strike half on, half off the anvil at the back here on this radiused edge, and then I'm going to, as I forge it, I'm going to walk it up like so, and that's going to forge down our set down, our first set down. Okay, so I'm going to do this nice and slowly, and I'm going to try and get 2 angles of this so you can see it from both sides. So the first thing to do, just place your hammer on the line. There's your stock up on the line, hold it back, marker, you need to take the stock down to about half the thickness of the starting material, but you do not want to go too thin, so leave it a bit on the thick side. So I've kept it about 10mm, 12mm thick, 3/8, just over 3/8 thick, and then I've kept it within the 3/4 width-wise. Okay, the next heat, I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it at a slight angle. You can do this at 45 if you want, but I'm going to place this just inside the first set down. I'm going to produce another set down, which is going to become our hinge plate. Same again, take the work out the fire, get rid of some of this scale. I'm going to place it over a good rounded corner on the anvil. Unfortunately, this anvil is not in the best condition. Just inside the first set down, just inside the first set down here. And okay, if you want to come down to about half thickness again, same as before. So you want to bring the bar down to about half thickness, and you want to come a little way up the bar. I started at an angle, lowered it down, you want to come a little way up, and then this is going to become a hinge plate. Now I need to bring this a bit squarer back here, so I'm just going to get it hot again. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I've got enough material there. Okay, so the thing to remember with this is, it's not a beauty pageant. It doesn't have to look good. You just have to get the right stuff in the right place. So again, about 10mm here, about 10mm here. I'm a bit over on the nibs. I like to keep them a bit fatter. And now I'm going to set down for the hinge plate. Okay, slightly different angle from this time, and I'm going to cover all of the steps again. Mark that off. Ooh, make sure you get up. Set down in good. Like so. I'm going to take it over to a good spot on the anvil. I'm not going to go quite 45. Hold it up at a bit of an angle. same again, to about 10mm thick, about 3/8 thick. And then I want to put the hinge plate on. Now I'm aware that I didn't just catch this. The hinge plate wants to be about the width, the thickness, the original diameter of the bar, the thickness, so 20mm, 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. So somewhere about there. So it wants to be squarish. And that needs a second heat, so I'm gonna get that hot again. Okay, I'm aware that I kind of missed out the first hinge plate. So I want to make sure I cover everything with this one. So like I said, this wants to be about 20 square, and then this wants to come in about 6 to 7mm. About a third the distance of the actual stock. So yeah, like I said before as well, it's not a beauty pageant. They don't have to look nice to start with, just get the stock in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to take this heat, advantage of this heat, I'm just square up behind. What I find once I get past this heat is that for some reason I always have these too thick here. So what I like to do, whilst there's temperature in here and it's easy to heat this bit up, I like to forge that down so it's nice square stock. Take the corners off so it can go back in the fire. So this is the other half of the tongs, so same again, just gonna square it up so it looks good. Make sure it's about the same thickness as the hinge plate. Like so. So you want to try and keep this all the same thickness if you can. So this is probably going to be the last heat this side. This is the first tong again. And basically what I need to do now is make sure that the nibs are the right size and shape. I want them 20 by 10 or 3/4 by 3/8, and I want them to slightly taper. I want them slightly to taper at this end, only very slightly. Corners off, dress it up and make it look tidy, take the corners off around the hinge plate. Just like so. So that's one half done. So as long as they look similar-ish, that's all right for now. That's all we need. Okay, the next part's the drawing out. I like to get my bar nice and warm. Hold it slight angle on the horn of the anvil. Okay, so the next job to do is set the hinge plates. Now, I think this is a sorely overlooked part of this. This is one of the reasons why people's tongs don't go together properly. Now, what needs to happen is I need to forge here, down in between the far side, the nib side of the hinge plate and the rein side of the hinge plate. They need to be forged down into each other to make a lodging shape. And then as I'm forging, I want to turn it like this. Now, if you do this too cold, you just end up putting a lip here or here, and you don't end up squashing these into a nice lodging shape. So I'm going to do that now. There we go. So I'm going to put the hinge plate rein side back down on the anvil, and I'm going to strike down. Not worrying about the looks again. Now, rounding this up ever so slightly, and then taking it over the other side. Same again on the opposite rein. I'm not worried what it looks like. I'm not worried if I hit the other side of the reins. If I hit the nibs, it doesn't matter. I've not finished them yet. All I'm interested in is bulking these up and getting them a nice shape, like that. Now I can spend a little bit of time of dressing everything up. The nibs need to have a nice clean transition out of the back of the hinge plate. They need to be square to the hinge plate, and if they're not, you can always twist them up in a vise. And this is where you can take the tongs down to roughly their size, just roughly though. Whereas this one is much better. The other thing you need to make sure you're doing all the time is just comparing the two. Make sure they're about the same size and shape. This one could do with being a bit longer in the nib, but the hinge plates look about the same. This one could be doing with a bit rounder. But basically all I'm doing now is just dressing them up until I have a pair of tongs. mugs at home because I don't want to break it, so I'm going to get another one so I can break that in the workshop just in case. I seem to have a lot of accidents with mugs. I've only got one on film so far, and that was me being an idiot with one. So yeah, wait for the next instalment of Mug Smashery. Okay, so this is in two parts because I really want to get this explained well. I want you guys to understand every element of this type of tong making. This is an exceptionally complicated way of doing it. It takes a lot of time to do it. The bolt tongs I'm going to make, like I said, are going to be the Tony Hinkman style. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I feel more comfortable with the content this time because I split it in two. So the next bit is getting them together. If you just wanted to drill a hole in these and tidy up the ends of the rein so they're not all knobbly, and then put some grips in and grind out these little notches here, you could have yourself a pair of tongs. It depends on who your tutor was when you were at college, because he's drilled it into me that I should punch holes. So, so basically, yeah, that's it. That's the roughing out. These are rough. These aren't finished by any measure. I like to file in here and get these all nice and tidy so they cross over nicely. I like to punch the holes so they swell a bit. I like to adjust the reins up so they cross over in the centre so a left or right-handed person could use them. I like the nibs to be all nice and similar. I like the length to be the same. So yes, these basically are the blanks. Blanks, nice easy blanks. I would rather do these on the power hammer. Drawing them out took about 20 minutes to draw out the reins. You will have seen me do it super quickly, probably in the space of like 30 seconds, but it did take me about 20 minutes to draw out the reins, and these are just the rough initial draw. It is hard work, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, that's how it is. So yeah, hopefully this was an interesting video. I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to make another set of wolf jaws, but they're going to look different to this. They're going to have the roundy bit slightly at the back and then flat bit at the front with some forged notches in, as opposed to the actual shaped notches. And also today, what a girl! I really like this hammer. I need a slightly smaller hammer for doing the more detailed work, a smaller face that is, at least anyway, with you know, a straight contact to the edge of the hammer, because I've got quite a round edge on these, more like a fullerene sort of edge than a flat space, but that's okay. They're lovely, they work really well, they're really hard. I mean, like, they're good hard, they're nice and bouncy, loads of return. I'm really enjoying using them. They stayed put. I mean, I had to move the wedge on this one only because I was worried, but this one I didn't bother and it stayed put, nice and oiled up, and they're lovely to use. I really enjoyed using them. So guys, if you enjoyed that video, please like, subscribe as well, because I make content as often as possible, and if you are subscribed, make sure you ring that bell because it will give you notifications of every time I make a video. I will put a link to the video to the greatest tongs in the world, first great video there, and the second one, and then the first one there, and also well done, number 7, whoever you are. Bye bye.